Welcome back to BNC-TV News.
This is episode 5 of the school year, and this is our special Bulldog State Football Edition.
Our Bulldogs had quite a run this season. Here's a video montage that Mr. Campbell put together highlighting the state semifinal trip to the U.S. Bank Stadium.
Do your best, execute every single play, nothing changes, one play at a time.
Fox 9 News even did a story on our Bulldogs.
And it's been through a lot over the years, but tonight the Painesville High School football team made it to their field of dreams. Fox 9's Paul Bloom live at U.S. Bank Stadium, where they played in the semifinals of the state tournament for the first time in nearly 40 years. Paul?
You know, Jeff, this is an awesome story. When we've talked about Painesville recently, of course, a lot of the talk focused on the hurt and the heartache of the tragic Jacob Wetterling story. Tonight, a much different story, a story about a community that has fallen in love with its football team. The Painesville High School football team received a hero's send-off Thursday morning. The community's emergency vehicles leading the way out of town for the Bulldogs' 100-mile journey to U.S. Bank Stadium.
It's very, very awesome. We are so hyped. Like, we are just such a hype super fan section. We have everybody here like...
They're green-clad fans soaking up every moment of the Bulldogs' first trip to the state semifinals in nearly 40 years. The turnout left some wondering whether the entire town of 2,500 made the joyous trek.
It's so cool. Like, honestly, I never thought that we would get this far, and like now that we're here, like this is just like, it's probably one of the best experiences. And like being a senior, like all of us are like really excited.
On the field, Painesville ran into a buzzsaw. to a powerhouse Caledonia. The Warriors haven't lost a game in 3 years, and they dominated this one, racing out to a 42-0 halftime lead. But the Bulldogs never quit, scoring 2 late touchdowns. The coach explained it's the kind of team fight that made it so easy for the community to fall in love with this season, one that ended a nearly 4-decade prep playoff drought and put Painesville back in the headlines again for all the right reasons.
You know, that's a team. There's no one individual, and you know, proud of them and the way that they battled all year. You know, I can't say enough about the character of our team.
So sadly, Painesville's season comes to an end today here at the home of this year's Super Bowl, but I am told by everyone I spoke to that the memories generated by this history-making team won't soon be forgotten, not just for the boys in uniform, but also everyone who cheered them on. Reporting live from outside US Bank Stadium tonight, Paul Bloom, Fox 9.
4 of the 11 senior Bulldog captains stopped in to share their thoughts about this historic season.
I think for me, probably the most fun part was beating Eden Valley twice, and then just the differences in the weather of a lot of the games. I mean, like, we played in, it was like 85 and humid at Holdingford, and then the second time we played at Holdingford, it was 5 inches of snow on the ground, and then after that against Barnesville, it was like -1 or 2 degrees. So I think that was one of the most fun parts in just playing through the adversity as a team.
It was very eye-opening. It was like you're playing where they're going to play the Super Bowl. It was a very great experience.
Yeah, I think when we first walked in, it was, at least for me, it was kind of surreal. Like, wow, we're here. And it took a while to sink in, but yeah, when we first got out in the field, that was pretty awesome.
Working hard at practice and getting better every day.
Yeah, a lot of hard work, I would say, and teamwork, and just everyone treating each other like they're the best man, and everyone doing their job. Yeah, that was awesome. And when we first walked out there as captains and heard the roar when they announced the Bulldogs, and we knew it was definitely louder than Caledonia's roar. We knew we had a lot of people behind us.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. It means a lot, you know. You're proud of putting on the jersey and going out there and playing every Friday night.
It's definitely an honor to earn the jersey after the grind in the first 2 weeks. Without the coaches, we wouldn't be near to the level we are.
They put in a lot of work.
Yeah,
more work than we have probably.
Stressing that seniors, juniors, 10th, it doesn't matter what grade you are. We're one team. We're one oiled machine, gangrene. Nothing can stop us if we do our jobs.
Back from Eden Valley, that was probably one of the best highlights, I'd have to say. And then beating Howard Lake for homecoming, that was really fun too. It was really crazy thinking that the Vikings play there, that some of your idols that you look up to, they play on the same field that you do, that you're going to play on.
For me, it was getting to look around at all my teammates and just see the awe on all of our faces and just think we put in the hard work to get here. You
have to believe in all your coaches, and you have to believe what they're saying. You have to believe in everything, all your teammates, everything that they do. You have to trust each other. You have to know that they have your back whenever you screw up, and if they screw up, you have to pick up their slack, and you have to do your job.
We're going to be good years to come even. We've had so many younger classmen step up, be ready to do what it needs to be done.
Yeah, we have, I think we set the bar high for these younger classes. They got a taste of what the US Bank is like, so years to come they can be even hungrier and hungrier and get that state championship, hopefully.
Coach Maher also stopped in to talk about the season.
It's kind of hard to think all the way back to August 15th when we started, and football is unique in that you span that hot season all the way into the cold, and you just go through all the different climates. Everything is so different from when you start until when you end, and even getting ready for the banquet and looking back at some of the clips and some of the games, it just feels like forever ago that we had our home opener and against Melrose and opened at Bold. I think when you look back at the season, some of the key components for us to be able to make the run that we did was the leadership that we had on our team. It is not easy to be accountable for mistakes, to fail and be willing to look in the mirror and say, hey, this is what we need to do to get better. And, you know, we went to Bold, a very good team, week 1, and just got beat bad on the scoreboard in a manner that our guys had to, and coaches too, had to look at things and just say, hey, if we think we're better than this, then we need to do something about it. It's not about, you know, at times during the season, I would ask kids, hey, is that kid that good that you're facing? And they'd say, well, no. Well, you can't say that unless you're going to perform to that. And so from a football standpoint, from us as coaches and players, if we think that we're this caliber of a team, then we need to prepare and play like that and performance. It doesn't happen without fantastic leadership. You heard the kids reference about being one team, and that's true. You know, to pick any one person as a leader is not true. We talked about from day one, leadership comes from everybody, and it's the ability to make others around you better. And we had, you know, guys that were out there to get better every day, but also make their teammates better. And that's what made this team work. That's what made the run happen. You get some fortune and some bounces along the way, but you also have to create those by what you do. Wouldn't happen without the assistant coaches and the work and the effort that they put in as well. I think the more time goes by, the better perspective that is. When you're in a position as the head football coach, you always feel the need, and it's a responsibility to have people ready for the moment, so you don't necessarily get overwhelmed or even get to enjoy the moments as much as you can. You know, sometimes you enjoy a win from the walk to the field to the locker room, and then you're, you know, immediately reminded of what's up next and so forth. And so, you know, obviously from my standpoint, it was a personal goal. I don't really have a lot, like as a head coach, I don't really have a goal like, hey, I want to win the state championship so that I won a state championship. I want, you know, the biggest thing for me was to see the kids' face when they walked into the stadium, when they got off the bus and they were looking, you know, I was the last one off the bus and behind the team, and, you know, the last one to go out onto the field, just to watch them go out there and to be able to experience that. Think of all the kids that have played, that I've had the ability to coach, or that opportunity, I should say, to coach, that didn't get that, and you just wish that they would have been able to experience that. And you think of the kids coming up and you want them to be able to experience it. So, you know, it was incredible. There's no way to describe that whole day, from starting as a team down in the locker room in the morning, getting our equipment ready, going up into the gym for the Pep Fest, and seeing all the student body excited for us. And, you know, they got to be a big part of that day. And then all of the fans and the community and everything, to drive through town on the way out, and the elementary school kids, you know, excited. Then to see the, you know, stadium so full. It was just, I mean, it was remarkable. It's a great reminder of the support that we all have, but also that you need, because you know, all of those people, even just the you know, general fan that didn't really come out to many other games, has a role in supporting, and without that, you just don't experience the things, you know, that you do. It just made it extra special. Those seniors have the ability to bring either the positive or the negative leadership, and they brought the positive leadership every day. Everybody's a leader, whether they know it or not, and they're influencing others, and they did it in a positive way. And you know, that's something that I hope when they come to games and they see that flag 2017 flying on the field, that they will take a great sense of pride in. I told the Painesville Press we won't have to wait another 40 years for a state tournament win. And so to our fans and our community, thank you, and we will work hard to give them another opportunity to watch a game at the bank.
Thanks for watching.
And have a great rest of your week. Stay cool, Painesville, and go Bulldogs.
Hey. Welcome back to BNC-TV News.
This is episode 5 of the school year, and it's our special. Special.
Special.
Edition.
That's it. Special.